Yo, what's going on, guys? It's your boy Psycho, and I've got another Walking Dead video for you all today, and this one is going to be over the subject of, why is Daryl leaving Alexandria? Where is he going? Now, although this may seem like an obvious answer and people may assume that he is going to find Carol, I think that it could be something else, and I'm going to explain with my reasoning, and hopefully you guys will see what I'm trying to get at here. One thing that I do want to mention is that the trailers for seasons of The Walking Dead and even the episode teasers often try to mislead fans in a way that I really enjoy. I really like the fact that they try to mislead us to where we go into an episode expecting one thing, in which we are actually surprised to see something else happening instead. And that is what I think they're doing here, and I do have some reasoning, and I'm going to present it to you all right now. In my opinion, I think that Daryl is going after Dwight instead of Carol. One thing to mention is that Carol left the note for Tobin, and Tobin then relayed that information to Rick. It wasn't as if Carol went to a group audience and announced the fact that she is choosing to leave Alexandria. It was very low-key, as one would say, simply because of the fact that she gave it as a note. She announced that through a note by giving it to Tobin, and then Tobin let Rick know. Now, we all know that Daryl has a lot going on right now, and we did not see Daryl with Rick in the previews when he was reading in the note, so that leaves us to assume that Daryl could have possibly left Alexandria before that note was relayed to Rick and Rick announced it to everyone else. Now that we have got this out of the way, I want to move on to support and reasoning of why Daryl could actually be going for Dwight. Let's just think about this, and we're going to go back in past episodes just a little bit just to reference this idea. At the beginning of the last episode, titled Twice as Far, he tells Carol that he should have killed this man known as Dwight, and he states that he met him in the forest in the episode titled Always Accountable. Not only does it reference the idea that Daryl was always accountable in the episode where he brings the insulin back to Dwight and the girl, but it is still representing that idea of people always being accountable by Daryl being always accountable for Dwight being alive and the damage that he is causing. An example of this damage would be Denise's death. Now, you can't say that Denise's death was completely Daryl's fault, but the fact that Dwight was still alive and did have some play in the situation is the idea that Daryl is still accountable for Dwight being alive and the damage and destruction that he is causing. So he feels as if he is responsible in some way of Denise's death. He realizes that the fact of Dwight still being out there, that is something that is hanging over his head, because whatever Dwight does, or anything that Dwight chooses to do in the future, such as killing a member of Alexandria or any other example of destruction he might cause, is going to hang over Daryl's head as his responsibility and partly his fault because he left that guy alive. Now that he sees that knots are untying, he wants to tie those loose ends back together. It is this idea that Daryl can't handle because he doesn't want someone else to die because he chose to let Dwight live. I really love the idea that they reference back to the episode titled Always Accountable, to where the title didn't only reference that specific episode, but also this future episode titled Twice as Far, and partly the episode titled East. So we know that it is referencing the idea that Daryl is always accountable for Dwight being alive and the destruction that he might cause. So as a result, in my opinion, I think that Daryl doesn't know about Carol's absence yet, and that he is going for Dwight, and this is my reasoning why, and I thought it was really interesting, and I could be completely wrong, but if I did have to predict what would happen, this would be my idea of what is happening here and what is going on, simply because of the evidence that we have had and the reasoning, and all of the callbacks and the parallels and everything that is going on right now. I feel that they are trying to mislead us, but I definitely don't have a problem with that. It's a way to bring a new fresh idea and get someone expecting something else, but then surprise them by showing that it's actually not what we were expecting. So I love the idea that they try to mislead us, and I think that's really cool. I really appreciate all of you all watching. It means a whole lot to me, and make sure to let me know what you think in the comments below, and whether you think my idea is actually going to come true, or if you have a different opinion on the subject. I'd love to hear that as well. It's always awesome to hear what my viewers have to say, and I want to interact with you all. It's also amazing to think that I have 10,000 viewers from all parts of the world that watch my videos and choose to like my videos and subscribe, and that just means so much to me, and I really appreciate it. And if you want to, head over to my Q&A video. I'm going to do a 10,000 subscriber special, and I put out a video where I want my viewers to ask me some questions in the comments below, so if you do have some questions, make sure to ask me them, because I would love to answer them. As always, thanks again guys, peace out.